Josh Raven here with the Daily Dot at ELEAGUE in Atlanta, joined by Rush from Optic Gaming. Unfortunately, off the back of a very tense but unsuccessful series against NiP, close to being one of the biggest upsets in history perhaps, but you couldn't quite close it out. What happened there towards the end of that last map, and why couldn't you get the job done?
Well, I think it started an overpass. We got crushed pretty hard, and we picked that map, so it was kind of a crush to us, basically. We expected to win that map because we won their map on Cobble, but we didn't win overpass. We got destroyed. We mentally reset, went into train, and it didn't go that well. But towards the end, we started winning rounds on T side, but we started getting really aggressive and pushing instead of going slow. That would work for us. And when we started going really fast, they destroyed us. Forrest had to make 7 ladder, and he destroyed us with a mag. And after all that, we just lost really close rounds and didn't get the W.
Despite the end result, obviously it means you are knocked out now. You won't be playing in the final. You must be at least a little bit pleased with that performance, taking NiP to 3 games when everyone thought you were going to get 2-0'd pretty easily.
Yeah, we're pretty pleased that we went to 3 maps, but it would have been nice to win. We're so close. We had them on the edge and train, but it is nice to have a good showing versus a top team, and we didn't have that good showing versus G2 and NiP earlier in the tournament, so it is nice to do that, but hopefully that win on I think it was Cobble, gives us some extra points to go to the last chance qualifier.
Well, it seems like you guys flipped a switch really between the group stage and the playoffs. Obviously in the groups you played, like you said, G2 and NiP and got kind of destroyed by them, whereas you go into the playoffs and play a really close series. So what happened between the days? What happened in the hotel? Did you have some talks about some things? What made you guys come out stronger?
Well, our match today was supposed to be 4 p.m. and we actually came here at 11, so we were in our practice room for a long time, 4 or 5 hours actually. We downloaded all our demos and NiP's demos, and we went over all our strats and all of their strats, and we did our best to counter them, and we did pretty well in Cobble by countering them. We took control of drop all the time, which is what we decided to do. But overpass, we didn't get to see them play overpass this tournament, so we weren't too comfortable in that versus them. We didn't know how they play. And then going to train, we were pretty comfortable as well, because we also actually went over our demos of train and then their demos of train. So I think we did well in doing our homework on them and ourselves to fix our mistakes.
And quickly looking towards the other North Americans that joined you in the group, Selfless, they failed to pick up a single win. Obviously you guys took them 2-0, but some people kind of surprised by their performance as well. Were you surprised? Did you think they put up a bigger fight than you thought they would, considering their circumstances?
Yeah, I think people expected them to play well versus us after they played well versus G2 and NiP, but we're a domestic match versus them, so obviously we're going to have an edge on them knowing how they play. But they played really well versus G2 and NiP, and I think everyone was surprised, even us. It was nice to see a North American team do that well versus top European teams.
Yeah, and now you played NiP very close. G2 look pretty much undefeatable.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the final tomorrow? It seems like most people are going to be picking G2 as their probable winners. Any insight having played NiP?
Playing NiP, they didn't seem too strong, obviously. I'm not saying we played extremely well. We played pretty average, and they played below average than what they usually do. So I'd say G2 is probably going to take it, but it will be close for sure. NiP's going to do their homework. Threat's going to counter-strat G2 as much as he can, watch their demos from today, and yeah, it's going to be close.
Okay, looking forward to the rest of the tournament. You've already said that you're kind of hoping to get in via that last chance qualifier, picking up enough wins. Are there any North American teams, looking forward, that you think could be causing a surprise in ELEAGUE? Obviously some people have pointed to Energy having picked up Tabson, I believe, and some other teams going on. CLG 5th. What do you think? Who are you looking forward to kind of cause a stir from North America?
I think it's going to be tough for CLG because I think they're going to have to play with Pitta. I'm not sure yet what they're going to do about that, but if CLG can get a good 5th, they're going to have a good showing, I think. And same with Energy, because Fugly's a solid player. Tabson's super underrated as well. And they're going to do work because they're the type of team to put a lot of time into the game with Gob and Lega and Peter and all that. And they're in a boot camp, so I think look out for Energy for sure.
Okay, and as for Optic, what's next for you guys after? Obviously, you'll be leaving ELEAGUE now. You might still be in the last chance qualifier, but you will have to wait and see. Yeah. So what's coming up next for you guys? What are you going to be working on for the next few weeks until you find out if you're in or not? The
next big thing is the major qualifier. Actually, we get back home, and the next day we leave for the Poland, 20 hours of travel, but we're definitely going to be, this week was essentially practice for that, because that's the huge thing for us. We want to make the major, get Optic stickers and all that. Yeah, that's basically it for us.
Is that the tournament with the Swiss qualifier happening?
Yep, they changed the format and everything.
It's a brand new format, so what do you think about that? Obviously, I don't think it's been played before in Counter-Strike.
I think it favors the the favored teams, if that makes sense. Like the underdog is going to have a harder time to make it through because you have to win 3 games, and if you lose 3, you're out. So like the teams who consistently win are going to get through, basically. But
do you think that's better? That's a better system than currently? Because obviously last major there was teams winning 2 games and going through.
It is definitely a better format because it lets the better teams get through. So we'll see who's the better teams come in Poland.
And what do you think about the ELEAGUE format? Because that's a topic of conversation that some people have had. People saying, one team gets to play on week 1, then they have to wait 2 months, and the other team gets tested on week 10, for example, or week 8, or whatever. What do you think about that? Do you think that's slightly unfair, or do you think it's just fine?
I think the format's pretty cool because, like, instead of playing all your like regular season matches online, it's all on LAN. Like all the matches are on LAN. So teams that are like really better on LAN than online, like Virtus Pro, are probably going to shine in this league because there's nothing online and it's all on LAN. So yeah, I think it's a really good format.
And we'll end things off. Obviously, you yourself, in today's series at least, put up a very good display, especially in that last map there. Almost managed to get your team over the line. What was it doing it for you? Were you thriving under the pressure or anything like that, or are you just pleased with your own game at the moment?
Well, I don't know if you look at stats or anything like that, but I wasn't playing too hot this tournament, like throughout. So like I kind of like mentally reset today, and like it's a new day, gotta reset, and I just went in with a clear mind and said, this is any other team. It's not NiP, it's any other team.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and I wish you good luck in the major qualifier.
Thank you.